And for Charleston Battery, it's consistent involvement from the wide players. Dos Santos, Segbers will be instrumental in stretching Tormenta. Then in and around goal, it's going to be the blend of Rodriguez, Conway with MD Myers, that explosive threat that they pose. And then for Tormenta, the engine in the midfield, Tunbridge, he's in fine form. He'll need to connect the lines and help disrupt the involvement of Charleston Battery. And this is a team that's going to look to be crafty and decisive with their play going forward.
Well, just about ready to kick off Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
All right, Battery fans,
there's MD Myers' hat trick. The last time these two teams played in the Open Cup in 2024. His final goal was in extra time, and he gets to start for the Battery today. Charleston, black and yellow kits, white kits for Tormenta, and we are underway. Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, it's the third round.
Kind of come into be a factor.
Off the service on the set piece, bounces through. And no one can get a clean shot off for Charleston. Well, of this lineup that Charleston put out, only 2 players in their first season with the club. They've had so much success as of late, they've been able to retain a lot of their roster. Myers, Rodriguez from Drac. Segbers, he looked a little bit uncomfortable getting up after that foul committed by Vivas that led to the most recent free kick. Segbers in his 3rd season with Charleston. Now played in 37 competitions with the club. Rodriguez, lovely ball ahead. Here comes Charleston, out is Pack, and he denies. It was Conway with the opportunity.
Influence the play. This ball from Rodriguez is just exquisite. And then Jackson Conway, the run. That's 2 balls that Rodriguez has played that have initiated the attack in dangerous areas.
Rodriguez in his 3rd season with Charleston, he hasn't been a typical starter. This year, just 1 start in USL Championship play. It does feel like there's a lot of depth to this Charleston team. And of course, their leading scorer could potentially come in off the bench today. Cal Jennings has 5 goals in 5 games. He's tied for the league and USL Championship in that category. He's not in the 11. Here's Rodriguez, looking for some more magic. Tangled up, Myers goes down. Headed back into the final third. Off of Doyle. Captain. Oh, the defense in stretch pouncing on it. And a foul committed. It's against Charleston. It's Josh Drack, the 25-year-old.
A little bit of a knock there. Hopefully he's okay to continue because we see Ben Pierman picking up a yellow.
Pierman was very frustrated, dating back to that Drac yellow.
And I think his point is that's his first infraction. That was Drack's first involvement with the tackle. There was no talking to, and then it went straight to a yellow. And he knows how important that is in terms of the influence and the impact it can have on the plays that Drac makes, especially out in that wide area where you're isolated. A lot of the times you find yourself in those 1v1 duels that you've got to make those tight decisions.
Segbers, Ikaza, Rodriguez, Tormenta. Haven't had much possession, trying to make something happen. A swarm of defenders and a foul's called.
And I would believe that both these coaches see this game playing out how they thought it would. Tormenta knew that they were going to have to absorb some of the threat that Charleston Battery possess. What a play here.
Reed Stevens shoots off the rebound. Second chance, saved. Garner got there, but Vivas with the opportunity.
Pressure they're absorbing. Tormenta is the one that creates one of the best chances of this match so far. Reed Stevens with a terrific 1v1 play here, and that Vivas almost wraps around. Is a dangerous one as well, and that's exactly what Tormenta's looking for, is those moments where they can showcase their characteristics, their attributes as attacking players, as playmakers, and threaten Charleston Battery. And in those moments, as this game wears on, do you get Charleston to back off just a bit more and have to play a bit more reserved? That only happens when you're loud with the purpose and intent that Rodriguez has played with on the ball tonight. He sprung some dangerous opportunities, that one wide play and then that one threaded ball into Jackson Conway, and that massive save by Austin Pack.
Myers gets around Pack, and it's just tapped away. I think Myers maybe thought he was offside on that one, but play on. Rodriguez. Myers. Drac in the box, shoots, and it's deflected. Prepolito was in front of that.
Catches everybody off guard. MD Myers just jogging to the ball, and then he sees Austin Pack off his line and outside of the box, and then you could see the rapid increase in pace. It's gonna be something just put in and around Austin Pack right now.
Rodriguez on the delivery, back post, headed away. Looking for a second ball. Nice move, Allen takes a shot, it's in! Charleston leads! Chris Allen.
And it's his ability to shake off his first defender and then had eyes for goal. Good delivery, puts it.
Drac loses a defender, Shifty with it off his left foot and diving forward his Pack.
And those are the moments that Charleston Battery want to be a bit more ruthless. They had good numbers in different spaces. They weren't occupying the same channels, same lanes. But you do like the decisiveness. Now you just need to execute. And Ian Cameron and his side aren't going to be overly discouraged with this first 45 if this scoreline holds. They're gonna feel like there's plays out there to be made. What a drive here.
It's Tunbridge, the leading scorer, leaves it for Reed Steven, trying to get a cross off. It's a penalty. Tormenta has a chance to equalize.
And it's the awareness by Reed Steven, the ability.
Tormenta now into stoppage time with a penalty opportunity. Tunbridge, saved! Garner says no!
And just not struck with the power that you need to beat Christian Garner.
All the way back to the midfield. That is deflating if you're Tormenta. And now in transition, here's an opportunity for Charleston. Rodriguez moves it to his right, dish off, packs out, and a shot and a goal. Myers scores. MD Myers converts. And Charleston up 2-0. Well, they're going to wave this goal off.
And that touch by Rodriguez to get himself into space. And you're catching Tormenta unorganized, committed inside the 18-yard box. But again, it's that mix of that ruthless mentality to go forward, but also that hint of patience that Charleston Battery displayed there at the end to just tuck it away. And my goodness, this game just changed in a blink of an eye. For a second, you're thinking that you're gonna go into the break possibly tied at 1-1. And in under a minute, it's now 2-0.
Well, things just got a lot more complicated for Tormenta. Charleston now up 2 goals. MD Myers had a hat trick the last time they played in 2024. Looks like Klein's down for Charleston. Allen, I should say. Tormenta looking to capitalize. Vivas. Garner is there.
That's what you continue to love about the game of football, the ebbs and flows, the challenges that you have to navigate. And for Charleston Battery,
underway in the second half, Charleston Battery, South Georgia Tormenta. 110th edition of the Lamar Hunt Open Cup.
and what you can't have happen for if you're Tormenta is have that defensive structure falter because of the numbers you're trying to commit forward, because you're trying to pull back a goal.
Drac goes for it, saved, second chance, yes! It's Myers. He cleans things up for Charleston. The Battery.
You still have a lot of time to come back and find that moment because you created a lot of dangerous opportunities. But it's that commitment to get all those numbers into the box for that attacking corner kick and then to be exposed in transition and to concede right before the break. I mean, that just changes the complexion and the feel and the momentum of what is a one-game elimination match. I mean, now you have to push to break in, to cut into this lead. You can't sit back and absorb all the pressure for 45 minutes. You have to press on, you have to push numbers forward. You saw some of that defensive integrity kind of go
on the wing. Nothing much on that cross. Reed Steven, 1v1, header, right to Garner. It's a decent look.
Reed Steven involved. His ability to get isolated and the defender, giving him the time, has the time to take a touch, and then he needs a quick trigger. But he just didn't get enough power on that header to beat Christian Garner. And although Tormenta has had limited looks in and around the 6-yard box, they have had quality. I mean, Vivas had a good left-footed look in the first half that Christian Garner had to save. Obviously, you have the penalty save, and then you have that look. So if you kind of take a review of how you wanted the game to play out for Ian Cameron and his side, I mean, you've played out the storyline, you just weren't able to convert the chances that you did create.
Tormenta going to make their first sub.
The involvement and the attention that he commanded throughout the time he was on the field was immense and really it affected the game.
Klein picking up speed off the header. Pack has it. That was Soto, the opportunity, the 17-year-old. Now he presses. Klein steps to, and a whistle against Charleston. But they still have all this energy with a 3-0 lead.
That's where that consistency, that depth of the Charleston battery, that clear identity that both these teams display, that even when you're up 3-0, those non-negotiables, those standards, that style of play is always going to be at the forefront.
Settled, shot, ripped, second chance, Charleston again! Myers, another hat trick! For the second straight year, MD Myers.
Put yourself in position, but the anticipation, the opportunistic nature of a player like MD Myers, just sitting, waiting.
It was Allen who opened the scoring. He's now off the pitch, but in the 32nd minute, on a set piece for Charleston. Myers got his first goal a minute into stoppage time in the first half. His second goal, a couple of minutes into the second half. That combo in itself made it difficult for Tormenta, just mentally, I think, the timing of those two goals. And then the third goal for Myers came in the 70th minute. So he now has 6 goals in 2 years against Tormenta.
And unfortunately for Tormenta, before that second MD Myers goal in the 52nd minute, you did feel like their defensive structure loosened a bit, and partially due to the numbers they were committing, as we see Walker picking up a yellow on this foul. But you did feel like the space and the distances were starting to open up for a Charleston battery. The transition and the ability to go up and down the field was there.
There's another shot, saved by Pack. Malloy still going for it. Charleston, the tail end of this one.
Austin Pack has had to deal with a relentless barrage from Charleston battery in regards to that opportunistic nature. When you feel that pressure and you feel that attacking player just ready to step in, you already have the pressure to be sure-handed and make sure nothing spills out. But when you know somebody's gonna be right there on the doorstep, it just makes it even more tense in those situations. And unfortunately for Austin Pack, who's made a number of high quality, high difficulty saves tonight. I mean, the one against Jackson Conway sticks out still in the first half. But he has had those two that have spilled right into the running stride of MD Myers, who collects a hat trick tonight.